Hello, guys, and welcome to another Night with Phee, rocking and rolling right here on the Phee Network. Check us out on all your platforms here. It's Wednesday night, and we're going to party, folks. Tomorrow, we've got Sir Isaac the Guru out of town, so Phee's Sports Ball with Sir Isaac the Guru will be without him tomorrow, as I'll be flying solo. I will have my special guest on, and we are starting a new segment on Phee's Sports Ball with Sir Isaac the Guru. It will be called Phee versus the Females. So tomorrow we will have a guest prognosticator that will know absolutely nothing about sports, will give us absolutely the best picks of the week. I'm sure that's the way it goes. Ever go to a casino and put $1 in the slot machine, you win, you think it's easy. Phee's just never done that. See, he likes to have some type of at least presence in what he's trying to make a decision on. So pushing the buttons and seeing the lights, that's just amazing to most folks. But I can tell you now, I don't understand it. The game confuses me. So Phee stays away from things that confuse him normally, and then every once in a while, he gets out of his comfort zone. So you guys, I appreciate you tuning in tonight on Night with Phee, right here on the Phee Network. I wish you would share this show, Night. I'd like for you to like us, love us, do whatever you can to get this message out, and I certainly appreciate that. Weather here, we got a 30-degree difference in highs and lows. Never good for Phee's body when that happens. But some folks talking about it being, the low to mid 80s before the weekend's up. That'll be real good if it gets to 35 or 40 at night. It'll be one of those things that Phee will be having heating pads on his shoulders and knees, and then talking about how hot he is. So it's maybe the ice baths will come. You never can tell. But matter of fact, tonight's title is "It's Starting to Look a Lot Like Christmas." Have you heard that? It's starting to look a lot like Christmas all throughout the year. Well, see, in 2022, I was diagnosed terminally ill, not expected to live through the night, much less no way to live 30 days. So for me to see Christmas of 2022 was quite a milestone. We had great Christmases at my house all throughout my life, from as long as I can remember. But about 2020, we started getting on a run of bad Christmases. And we got my stepfather had a problem and had the ambulance come. And then we had my youngest daughter got COVID on Christmas Eve. And then me and my older daughter got COVID also. And then 2022, I was not expected to live. And by 2023 came along, my mother and my brother were passed away. So last year was pretty much 2024 was the first semblance of trying to get back and get in that groove. Because, folks, time is our greatest enemy. Do you know it's fixing to be 2026? Do you know how thankful I am and how blessed I am to still be here? 4 years after they told me you got a 20% chance to make it through the night. And all I would have had to do, all I'd had to do not to be here, is just say 7 or above on the pain level. 7 or above on the pain level, and Phee would not be here. Because what I didn't know at the time is that pain medicine would have shut down my kidneys and livers worse, and my liver was already in failure. So although I didn't know at the time, my Lord was with me. I can remember the lady coming in, the nurse coming in and saying to me, on this pain scale of 1 to 10, it was a smiley face chart, what would your pain level be? And my answer was 0. I have no pain. I want no pain medicine. What I want is something. Give me something that will stop the inside of my skin from itching. Because if you don't know that your blood itches when you have certainly organ failure and kidney and liver disease, much less skin disease. So I had a combination of, I did not have the pain. I was wore out with not being able to stop the itching that was on the inside of my skin, on the inside of my body. And so I said, I have zero pain. Can you give me some Benadryl? When she walked back in with the Benadryl, she said, I could have given you some good medicine if you would have said 7 or above. And I didn't know any difference. And she gave me the Benadryl. But as I got out of the hospital and I started learning more, I learned every single end-of-life technique and what the nurses and the doctors were not only were they going to do, but what they were going to say while they're doing it. And they're all practiced and they're all rehearsed, much like a salesman that goes into a new sales job. He gets what they call a training session. He gets the knowledge in the product, and then he has to learn how to be able to compete against the competing products that are in his marketplace. And then he has to be able to close by giving the benefits of the company and the product and selling himself as trustworthy and someone who's going to service the customer. So those are all things that even in the funeral home business or the hospital business, they're all there to make money, and they all have certain sales techniques. So I knew the end of life techniques within 2 weeks after I got out of the hospital. And that's when I found out what the pain medicine would be doing to my kidneys and liver. So there's the reason that I'm 20 out of 100, because the other 80 take the pain medicine, and their liver or kidneys continue to go into failure. So I'm thankful for that time. It's 2025. It will blink. It'll be Thanksgiving, then boom, Christmas, New Year's, happy days. 2026 are here. Time is our greatest enemy. It is my biggest fear, and I know fear is from Satan, and I deal with that because I have seen what's coming, and sometimes I get more concerned and worried about the time. Am I doing enough? Am I getting things done as quick as I need to before this happens? Remember, I'm not under any illusion that I'm going to make money at this business anytime soon. You've got to get your customer count up, your viewer count up. You've got to get in the right algorithms. Then you have to be able to get affiliate marketers and sponsors and advertisers based on your volume of people that are actually watching you. But that's not why I had to start in May. I had to start in May to document what is going on, why I can come back and show you that I said it way before it happened. And that's the goal of the Feast Me Network at this point, as we try to get into phase 2, and we'll get out of this first phase, which is a basically ignoring phase. They're going to ignore us until they can't anymore, and then they're going to discredit us, and that's phase 2, and we already know that's coming. And then after we continue to be right, we will go into phase 3, which will be the building up phase of he knows what he's talking about, and whatever he's saying is coming true. And in the end, you'll have the destroying phase, much less an athlete that ascends from a high school to a college to a pro, and then all of a sudden catches momentum and is on top of the world. And then as they get older and their career continues to dwindle down on the far end or the end of it, they're not as fast as they used to be. Well, he didn't overcome those injuries. He can't jump as high. He's just beat up. And before it's over with, he should have quit 2 years ago. And that's just the way that cycle goes. Nothing different with singers, actors, actresses. If they have 3 or 4 good movies, they're on top of the world. They have 2 or 3 busts, and we just don't know if he's got the magic, or you don't know if she still brings them in or has the draw. So you always have doubters, and you can't worry about them and they. You've got to move forward with a goal in mind. We have the goal in mind, and that is to bring as many people as we can to Christ, to my Lord Jesus Christ in these last days, and for you not to be deceived with all the deception that's going on. So tomorrow night we will have Phee Sports Ball with Sir Isaac the Guru. Sir Isaac will not be here. We will have some guests, and we will have the first female as Phee goes against the females in the sports prognosticating business and arena. I do thank you guys for these questions as they roll in different subjects every night. I do like that. As you know, I'm a relationship coach. I am a sports coach. I am a business coach. So I like to tell them it's life skills, business deals, and sports drills, and that is coaching theology. I am the theologist himself, Phee Smee, the one and only. So I can do it all night, folks, but let's get to the questions first, as we will talk about it's starting to feel a lot like Christmas again at the end of the show. First question, Phee, what are your thoughts concerning the U.S. blowing up boats in international waters and preparing to invade Venezuela? Chris in Texas. Well, Chris, I don't know if they're going to invade Venezuela at any time soon. That could possibly be a military operation that we would not know about until it was over with, or what they were trying to accomplish. Remember this when you're talking about, I question several times on the Phee Smee Network, why now? Why, with all the things we have going on in the world now, would you think that the United States would go ahead and tackle the drug cartels? Remember, the United States makes $16.2 billion a year in rehabbing drug addicts. They also make another $16.2 billion a year on keeping drugs out of our country. So the folks who are handling both, they're making about 20% on both sides. So they prevent certain folks from getting their drugs in the country, and the ones that get, they own the businesses also to rehab them and to get them out of that addiction that they caused to begin with. China is the number one country that produces fentanyl. I've been telling you since 2023. My Lord gave me a vision on June the 24th, 2023. He gave me 12 different projects, and one of the projects was fentanyl and intravenous drug use that was killing and will kill a lot more of our young people. So I did a real deep dive into fentanyl and intravenous drug use. I can tell you that, and I've been telling you, they've been killing about a 747 a day when it comes to people, 257 people a day. More people have died of fentanyl in the last year than anything. So what you're looking at is fentanyl will continue to be a bigger and bigger influence on young people's lives, and they will use it to kill a whole lot of folks. It's tough to keep it out of our country. That is certainly a legitimate reason for the United States to try to keep a certain amount of fentanyl and illegal drugs out of our country. They've been being used, these mules have been being used for a lot more than just drugs, including sex trafficking and the kidnapping of children. Something's got to be done about that, and that's what they're going to sell the public on. The real reason what you're looking at is like the 1960s Cuban Missile Crisis. You had the Soviets with Cuba 90 miles off the coast of Florida. And so that's what you have now in Venezuela that nobody talks about. You've got Russian and China that are backing the Venezuelan government. There's two reasons for that. Number one is the geographical location and how close it is to the United States, to where missiles can be over into the United States within minutes. And number two is the oil. You're looking at a country that's oil rich, with a dictator that's their people are not being taken care of very well, as most communist countries and dictators will. You'll find out, and you'll find out with the World Economic Forum's what they're trying to do with the United Nations. They promise you the world and everything's going to be great, and before it's over, there's only a certain amount of people that are getting wealthy, and the rest of them are slaves, and that's what you're finding and that's what you're going to continue to find in the future. So Venezuela is a hot spot now, so is Caracas. You're going to find that the United States needs to protect its mainland. You've got a Canada that's not a friend. You've got Mexico that's not a friend. And what we're going to have to try to do is to get some more buffers in between us and some real problems. So I will tell you that the cartels might be a major cover-up operation for something that's more important to the security of our country. And I would definitely tell you that the oil plays a big part in that. So nobody's talking to you about Russian and Chinese missiles that are in Venezuela, but I would tell you that's probably, when it's all said and done, that's probably the reason why the United States has all of a sudden decided that the cartels are a target. We got to keep this fentanyl out of our country best we can. You've got a lot of folks that are already in our country, and you've got a whole lot of people that are in our food business, folks that are distributors and meat processing plants, all kinds of places and corporations that you're going to find that there's going to be fentanyl in certain products that are going to kill a lot of folks. But I told people 2 years ago that fentanyl is killing 250 people a day. Within 2 years, they'll be killing 2,000 a day. So there is the legitimate reason. But under everything else, when you peel back the layers, it's got more to do with China and Russia's relationship with the Venezuelan dictator, and it's got to do everything to do with that oil over there. So I do appreciate you. If you think the United States is going to get in trouble by blowing up drug boats in international waters, I'm sure that the United Nations will send their sternest fine or whatever they want to do as far as the international criminal courts are concerned. But that won't affect the United States whatsoever. So our president was anointed for this time. Whether he's aware of everything he's doing is of God when it comes to preparing the chess pieces for what's coming with the World War III and the Sixth Trumpet War, and then also your 7-year peace plan that will be temporary. It will have 5 biblical characteristics. It is not the Abram Accords. If they add to the Abram Accords, it's still going to have the 5 biblical characteristics. I read every day a lot of these people, these prophecy teachers, talking about how the rapture's coming and how this is this peace plan for this Gaza is the start of the Daniel 70th week prophecy. That's not the case. And it's not ever going to be the case here at the Feast Me Network. We're just going to continue to tell you the truth. So I will let you know when you have 7 years left, because that peace plan that will be 5 biblical characteristics, and once if they're in there, they can have 150 more. But if those 5 are in there, that's the one you're looking for. And I know you've got Saudi Arabia, and I know you've got Egypt dealing with a long-term peace plan that they're trying to put together with the United States help now. We'll see if that's has the 5 biblical characteristics of the peace plan. But as far as Venezuela, that's a good question. There's definitely reasons why they're down there. Fentanyl would be a very, very good reason. Also, some missiles and some overthrowing the government because of oil might have something else to do with it too. I do appreciate the question, and Chris in Texas. Next question. Phee, what are your thoughts concerning the cloning of animals and people? James in Arkansas. Well, James, they cloned Dolly the sheep back in the 70s. It might have been the early 80s. But they've been cloning a lot of animals, a lot of human organs for a long time now. People have no idea what medical technologies and advancements that they have that you're 30 years behind on. But I can assure you with their 3D prints that they can actually print the organs. They just have to have just a little bit of your DNA, and they can pretty much make you, and they certainly make animals. It's like the genetically engineering of your crops. It's like now you have to buy the seeds from the United States, and they're only good for 1 year because of all the hybrids and all the genetically engineering that they've done to your crops and your plants. A lot of foods. Don't ever eat seedless watermelon. Just say it out loud, like non-dairy creamer. If they're lab meating and they're lab vegetables and they're lab this and it's just artificial everything, to the point now to where you can't tell the texture different in certain fruits and vegetables. So the cloning and the science and the math, it's there. With your nanobots, you're going to be able to create a whole different environment inside the body. A lot of people think of space, outer space and your inner space, your inner body. Two things people can't see. Also, if it's underground, people can't see it. They don't think, especially in cities. You're walking on the floor, on the ground in a city, and you have no idea what's underneath you. Whether it's subways or whether it's old types of structures, but there's tons of stuff you can't see, and all you have to do is walk on one of those grates in a downtown city and see the smoke coming up out of the grates when it's cold, and you'll know there's a whole lot going on down there that you don't see. Well, there's a whole lot going on with all these space programs. They've been sending a rocket up a week since the 70s. You never hear about them. They never check the inventory. You don't know what's on the payload. So you have no idea what's going on that they don't want you to know. There's lots of things going on that you can't see or not aware of. So yes, they're definitely cloning animals. They're definitely crossbreeding animals. They're definitely they're making human embryos in labs now, folks. So been doing that for a while also. So you're gonna have, if you continue to live in an environment to where you know what's going on through information entertainment, then things are going to really be rapid for you. And they're going to, of course, they're going to tell you that it's all AI generated and it's all, that's the reason they could do it. But they've been doing it, and AI's been around since the mid 80s anyway. So your computer software programs hadn't been running all this surveillance that's been going on since 9/11 in 2001, and you're still not aware. But I'm going to give you some breaking news on the Phee Network tonight. Probably get Phee banned in a couple of countries, but here's the key. They've been cloning your phones for over 20 years. They don't have to get inside them. They don't have to get a bug into your operating system. All they have to do is just be near your phone with the right spyware. And they take everything from your phone and sync it with their phone, and every text you read, every photo you shoot, every conversation you have, they are aware of it. So there's your breaking news tonight. Your phones have been being cloned for 20 years. And there's a whole lot more things going that are being cloned and genetically engineered with hybrids than just fruits and vegetables and meats and animals. So, yes, cloning is big. And my son, I eat with my son and daughter-in-law on Wednesday nights, and I had fajitas tonight. And so good avocado, good sour cream. Really enjoyed the fajitas and the black beans. But when I'm looking at the food, the plate, and I want to know, where did these onions, where did these peppers, where did these avocados, where did this sour cream, all of these things that are on this plate that taste so good, how were they made? How many hands touched them? How many machines touched them before they got to this plate? And that's what you're going to have to start asking yourself when you start getting into these viruses and these biological weapons that people are going to be using, that they created, and they have the antidote for. So only a few, and the ones that they want to have will have that when those type things happen. So yes, cloning is real, but my son told me tonight, he said, my show, talking about my show, and I said, yeah, and what about my question about cloning? And he said, well, Tom Brady said that he had cloned his dog. I said, well, you see, I knew that they were tracking dogs, digital IDs, putting a mark in a dog in case he got lost, they could find him. Well, that's how they started in the animals. But I said, Tom Brady cloned his dog. He said, yeah, he's an investor in a cloning company. Didn't surprise me at all. But if you say that out loud, just say it out loud. Tom Brady's an investor in a corporation or company that is cloning animals, and he has his dog supposedly. I don't know what type of dog it is, or if it's a brand new puppy, or if it's old, or how long ago that happened. But can you imagine the negative things if you lose a child, that you can just clone him and replace him that way? And that's what you're going to find with this AI companions and these masks. You're going to have a tough time with reality when they can place you anywhere that looks like you with your DNA, and they got surveillance of you. It's when I started this, I said, just put me on camera 24/7 because I want everybody to be able to see what I'm doing, rather than just the people who, if they want to know, they can know. And I wouldn't do anything that you didn't want other people to know about in today's surveillance and spyware, and communications, all those type things that you think you're fooling people. The Bible says real quick that everything that's done in darkness tends to find the light. And so that's what's going to happen. And a lot of times you're going to be deceived, and they're going to be setting up or framing the wrong people for the wrong reason. And if you go back with all what they call false flags. Again, Fee's not a survivalist. He's not a conspiracy theorist. He's not anything that I'm doing now, a prophecy teacher, but I'm a coach. And my Lord gave me a vision, and I'm coaching. But these are real issues, and the math and science has been there for many, many years. So yes, they're cloning animals. Yes, they're cloning people. Yes, they're cloning organs. And I have to tell you, I think that's probably better than the neural links. I'd rather you grow my own spine through stem cells and exomes and regenerative medicine, genetically engineering those cells and are building them in a lab from my own DNA, than to hook something up and to my brain and have access to it. So yes, good question, by the way, on the cloning. And supposedly Tom Brady's got a dog that's been cloned. But billions and billions have been spent, yet it's like the underground. No one knows anything about cloning anymore, or they don't talk about it, one or the other. But remember, information is power. So thank you for that question, and James in Arkansas. Next question, Phee, do you think it should be legal to shoot down drones over your property? Ed in Mississippi. What's another great question tonight, Ed? Do I think it should be legal to shoot down drones over my property? Well, you would have, if you wanted to debate both sides, you would have pros and cons. Remember, drones don't have to be big, and drones are going to be controlled with what they will come out with new laws as far as trafficking is concerned. So if you've got a drone the size of a bus, he's not going to be delivering your packet from Amazon. So, but if you have a drone delivering your new SUV, then that would be a different deal. The problem with drones is not only security or surveillance, but privacy. And if you're videotaping someone from the air on their property, what laws are in place? You know, they went through a whole lot of new laws when they started having all this digital currency and all this Bitcoin currency and all of these computer and science terms in contracts. You know, so these days you have to go through a whole lot of things, and 90% of them wouldn't apply to you. But they will apply in the future because they've already got them built in, safeguards of those laws. So is it a privacy issue? Is it a safety issue? Is it a surveillance issue? What are your rights as a private citizen? And what can you do on your land? I can tell you that drones the size of mosquitoes, bees, birds, those are the most dangerous ones. The ones that can fly across your homemade garden and spray to where it's killed. If they're trying to interrupt your food supply and your water supply, they're going to do that pretty quick through the grocery chains. Then what they're going to have to do is, who are these survivalists that they're going to have to come after their food or their supplies. And I don't know how many of those you have in cities, but the folks that are prepared, they need to be prepared to keep what they already have. And so there's some more security issues. I live in Arkansas, and I live in a neighborhood that's down, and it's very peaceful. And there's only two ways to get in and out of it. It's kind of the middle part, or the older part of town. If I see drones consistently over my property, I'd have to be outside, and I'd have to be able to monitor that. Again, they can be doing a whole lot of things. Maybe a year and a half ago now in the Northeast, they had endless drones, and then they went away after about 3 weeks. And what were they doing there? Where were they from? Whether it was Iran or it was China. Okay, well, it might be preparing you to get used to seeing a whole lot of drones in the sky, just like it was a test market, like COVID. If you tell them that they're going to lose their job or their kid's not going to be able to go to school, and they've got to take this vaccine right now, or they're going to be at risk of killing other people, and for them to be a good citizen, they need to take that vaccination. How many people did it? So there's your test market. So you had your test market with the drones. Once you see a whole lot of drones in the air all the time, it's just going to be normal. It's like the Jetson cars were in the cartoon, the Jetsons. All of them were just in line, right behind one another. Now you see on science and new technology websites and reels all the time where they're walking on water, where they're hovering in the air, where they've got all kinds of now machines that look like the Jetsons that fly up and fly down. They've got them inside with people watching them doing their demonstrations. So that's out there too. It's a world of innovations. It's a world of technology. It's a world of AI weaponry. It's a world of directive energy technology that's weaponry. So you've got a whole lot of things you haven't seen out there, I can assure you. And you never can tell what's next. So if I see a drone over my property in Arkansas consistently, I believe what you're going to find is there'll be a whole new market for people shooting down drones from their own property, just like they're skeet shooting. And that's why I think you really need to be careful for the ones that are real small, because the ones that you can recognize are, a drone, they're going to get shot down a lot in the South. Now, if they start pulling guns out in Philadelphia in the middle of town and shooting a drone, they're probably going to get arrested. But if you're in Lebanon, Tennessee, on 40 acres, and you got 13 drones flying over your house, it won't be long before somebody will shoot them down. So how that's going to work and what laws will be set in place at that point, it will be interesting to see. But yes, I'm for shooting drones if they're over your property. I believe that I would try my best to destroy as many as possible, unless, again, Amazon tells me they'll be there between 2 and 2:30, and then I'm sure they'll be dropping off my package on my front porch. Or they could be like, Walmart.com and drop it on the back porch. So you never can tell. But drones are dangerous, and the flies, the wasp, the beetles, if they're crawling in the garden or they're out, you just think there's no problem whatsoever. You just don't know what they've got inside of them that can spray anywhere or anything. And just in your air conditioning vents in your home and being used by an iPhone. That's how simple and easy it is for them to get access to it. So pay attention. Drones are going to change this country, and they're already changing the world when it comes to war. You just don't know it yet because you're not in Russia, you're not in Ukraine. They're not flying them, from Russia over Denmark or one of the other countries. So NATO's got a problem with Russia right now because of drones. Russia's got a problem right now with Ukraine because of their minerals and because of their biological warfare factories. So that's a war that's not going away anytime soon. People are just getting tired of talking about it, and it's kind of like October 7th with the Palestinians and Hamas going into Israel and killing those folks, and then 2 years later, people are still, they're tired of it. They've forgotten why it started. They just are looking at all the terrible things that have happened since it's been started. So, again, time keeps on ticking into the future, and it is our greatest enemy. As we're fixing to start seeing Christmas lights and Christmas trees up, and 2025 will be over before you can blink, and 2026 will be right here. So I can tell you this, tomorrow is not given, but my Lord's not going to come back tonight. So your life's not given tomorrow. Your next breath is not guaranteed. But my Lord's not coming back for 7 years, and we're going to have to endure a whole lot before he does. So I do appreciate the Ed in Mississippi. If you've got some drones flying over your country, you don't like your neighbors, can't communicate with folks to see whose it is, best thing to do is take the 12 gauge out, and then if you can reach it, if you can't, that 40-06 or that dadgum 2020, whatever you want to shoot it with, you got the scope, just have fun with target practicing. And that's what I would suggest. If drones keep flying above you, you got to ask yourself why. So thank you, Ed in Mississippi, for that. I do appreciate that. Next question. Phee, did you predict the UPS plane crash, Alex in Arkansas? No, I did not predict the UPS plane crash. I don't predict a lot of things, Alex. I can tell you what my vision, what I've seen, and I didn't see any, hey, this is the newspaper of this date and this is what's going to happen, or hey, this is it's a UPS plane that's going to crash, or hey, this is a Federal Express. That's not what I saw, and that's not what I'm going to be telling. What I told people is that this government shutdown is on purpose. There's a reason why from both sides. You're not getting accurate information, that our president will find a way to pay our military, our National Guard, our first responders, our county and state police. He's got to do that. But what I was most concerned with was that the air traffic controllers and the air traffic would be a big problem with this government shutdown. They would use these crashes, no matter what they tell you. You're going to have a whole lot of accidents that they're going to be telling you about, mechanical failures, accidents. But bottom line is you're going to have them, and each side is going to blame the other ones for it. So if it's an air traffic control situation, they'll be blaming, each side will be blaming for that. And if it was a mechanical situation, then they'll be blaming for that. And there's lots of death that's coming. And these folks, my heart goes out to them and their families because they just going every day. Well, this gunman shot 6. Well, this one over here got 8. Well, this plane crash killed 12, and this one right here has had 6 on the ground. And what people aren't giving enough of coverage to is this Halloween that we didn't have near as many problems then with folks wearing masks. Can you see a culture that wears masks for over COVID and then wears masks now? It's used to the police wasn't going to allow you to just cover up your face like a jewelry, just pulled over with 2 eyes all the time. That kind of brought suspicion. Now you got 80% of the people out there wearing masks when it comes to any kind of law enforcement people. And so the other people are certainly able to wear masks. And now they even have mask mandates in certain states. So if you can cover your face and you have a wig on, if you buy one of these masks that you look like anybody, or man, they're real. You'll watch FX back in 25 years ago. Just think how much better they are now. So it is going to be something that you need to keep your eye on, to where you're not deceived when it comes to that situation, because that's not going to get any better. Your plane crashes are going to continue. Your cyber attacks are going to continue. Your terrorist attacks are going to continue. Some they're going to tell you they're accidents and to not scare you. But our country's, the civil unrest, you just saw a socialist communist mayor. Now they call it a democratic socialist, okay, in New York City. And people hollering, Islam is taking over the United States. Okay. Remember, Islam is the fourth spirit of the ideologies of the spirits. So when you start talking about Catholicism with being the white horse, and capitalism being the black horse, and communism being the red horse, and then for some reason they said it was a pale horse because they can't convert or find out what the meaning of the word in Greek and Hebrew is. In Greece, that would be a green horse. They'd never seen a green horse. Well, the green horse stands for the ideology of Islamism, and it will be at 25% or more. And they're outpacing Christians and Jews and Hindus 6-1 on new births of children, 6-1. So their population is growing. They're coming over into Europe and America, and they are marrying. And if you don't know anything about that religion, you have to denounce all and everything from your past and be a part of that, or you don't get in. So it's a dangerous situation that we're playing in right now. But those four ideologies will be present on the earth at the second coming of my Lord. And all four are now. And remember, the communists will be the one world government and the one world religion. And so that's the United Nations. And that's coming after your Sixth Trumpet War, World War III, that kills a third of mankind. Tonight we started talking about it's starting to feel a lot like Christmas. And I love Thanksgiving, and I don't think we need to bypass Thanksgiving to get to Christmas. But I do like, unlike the Halloween decorations that are up 2 months, I do like to look at Christmas decorations. And I enjoy Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays, if not my favorite. But during that Thanksgiving weekend, that Thursday to Sunday, it was a family tradition at where I grew up with my mother and my grandmother, to where they started the Friday after Thanksgiving, and by Sunday, it was Christmas season at my house, and we had a great 25 days till Christmas. And then it was one day after, and it was New Year's, and we just had another great time for another week. It's a wonderful time to be in the United States of America. If you wake up every day and you see those leaves, and you just smell the air, and enjoy the clouds, enjoy the time that you have every day. Breathe in and look at that sunshine, because there are people right now all over the world that are in turmoil. More earthquakes all over the world than you can imagine. More floods, more forest fires all over the world that you're not hearing anything about because they don't make it to the 24-hour news cycle, and they're not something that you care about if it's not in your country or it doesn't affect your life. So time is our greatest enemy, folks. It'll be 2026 before you know it. And if you don't watch it, the game will be played and you'll be in checkmate before you even realize that you need to make a move. So today I encourage you to make a move, the greatest move you'll ever make. Become a winner today. Know you're on the winning team today. And that's by accepting my Lord Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. He is the winner. He's the Lord of lords. He's the King of kings. He's coming back at the seventh trumpet, and he's going to mop the floor with these folks, and he's going to set up his kingdom, and we're going to be a part of it if you're a child of God. But you will endure to the end, just like Jesus said in Matthew 24. You will be here through the last 3.5 years of the tribulation of Satan. You're not going to be here for the tribulation of God. So I do appreciate you guys tuning in to Phee Smee's Networks tonight, Night with Phee. And remember, no matter what you're doing, you're missing something. So let's make what we're doing worth what we're missing. God bless you. Night.